Welcome back to more Tokyo Extreme Racer. So last time, we cleared out basically most of the Wanderers. Only a few of them remain now, so yeah, that's awesome. Now we'll also have our PP situation. That's another reason why I recommend doing that now, so yeah. And also, yeah, I did decide to unlock a lot of cards of my PP, so yeah. Anyway, this time though, we are going to take on the last two bosses of Return of the Bastards, and we're going to be starting the next stage, so yeah. Skull Bullet. Down there, he wants to battle the long gun, so, and he's quite far away from the parking area, so yeah. So looks like I'm going to be taking down like Snow Dancer first, so yeah. Well, you do get some bit of dialogue before we go in, so yeah. From some interesting people like Thunder Road. But yeah, again, his team, yeah, it's a bit chaotic at the moment, like we kind of talked about earlier, so yeah. And he's right problems like we thought about before. And you're talking about Commander. Yep. They would just all show apparently, so yeah. Anyway, so yeah, let's yeah. Take on, yeah, I guess we're gonna take on Snow Dancer again. I did learn with Wanderers, if you don't fulfill the requirements to rematch and they still have value, so yeah, keep that in mind. They always need those requirements if you want to battle them, so yeah. Luckily though, some require you to reach a milestone. If you reach that, I mean, do I take on 11 favor 2, I wonder? Why not? He defeated him pretty easily earlier, so yeah. Again, like I said, he'll give us a pretty decent amount of BP, so yeah. Alrighty. I could also cut, which will probably be the smart thing to do, so yeah, because I really want to get stuck in with talking about Skullbird. I mean, I get to talk a little bit about Skullbird now, so yeah. Again, he's interesting because it's like, yeah, you got this, I mean, an evil businessman. I mean, he's not super evil, but yeah, the evil businessman archetype, yeah, you see that a lot in games, so yeah, and he's kind of no exception, because yeah, he kind of wants, you know, to get revenge on Snake Eyes. And then, yeah, he wants to enlist you to help with that too, so yeah. Again, he's not necessarily evil, it's just that, yeah, again. He is a rival we need to defeat, so yeah. So he's in our way, basically. So yeah, we'll take on Snow Dancer. I think about, yeah, Snow Dancer being on Wonga makes a lot of sense, because, yeah, they were in, Nagoya, and Nagoya is basically all straight, so yeah. So it makes sense to be used to this, but anyway. So even more Wanderers have been taken on. I hope you like this Barbie, but only one Wanderer Barbie, so I can't wish there's more. TXR 0 had 2, so yeah. And then TXR 3 had 3, and this game was 1, so yeah. But anyway, I mean, Import Challenger only had 1 either, so yeah. Anyway. So again, like, yeah, again, he's interesting. Again, the fact that, yeah, he's also a foreigner too, that's also kind of interesting as well, so yeah. And he wants to, you know, spread his influence. And of course, yeah, the fact that, yeah, he wants to get revenge of Snake Eyes like a lot of people, so yeah. And the way he's doing it is quite a bit different from a lot of those other people, so yeah. So again, I kind of find him a bit fascinating as a rival in this game and a boss, so yeah. I think it also helped that, yeah, in Infiltrate Challenge he drove a very special car. He drove the concept car version of the Evo 10. And yeah, as he probably said in this game, he's going to be driving the real thing, so yeah. And here he is. And yeah, his car looks pretty similar to his Infiltrate Challenge version, so yeah. So he wants to challenge on the long gun. We'll see if he can keep up. Again, this Civic Type has been put in the works, so yeah. So yeah, no need for nitrous, we can just power our way through. And yeah, we'll just keep pulling away because it's a long gun battle, so yeah. Yeah, now basically just calling it long gun again. I'm much more used to calling it that than facial, so yeah. There we go, no need to worry. I believe he also gets card too, so that's kind of cool. And that'll be it for Skull Bullet's ambitions. Excellent. To possess such skill, it would truly be a waste to let some of your cards slip away. With these like yours, everything, honor, money, all of it, would be yours for the taking in my paradise. I suggest you reconsider. Just then another man appeared, carrying a Skullbullet's words, no longer young but with the robust vigor of a street racer, carrying himself with dignity. That's enough, Skullbullet. Ultra Speed doesn't seem interested in your so-called paradise. Besides, you don't find anyone to shoot to express or side with you. This is a stage built by souls seeking to be the fastest. Not some playground for outsized big quick buck. Like a proper loser, you should just quietly back down. Well, how amusing. You Phantom 9 are outsides of the shooter express too. Invaders, in fact. But you're different, aren't you? The living legend erased from the dawn of an era. Purple media. Sorry, but right now I'm Namahage and Phantom 9. Following Snake Eyes' orders, I can't take down Ultra Speed Nest. I won't let you add me to your collection of pawns. If you're gonna get in my way, I'll be your opponent. The loser will depart signs, for today at least. Now then, Ultra Speed Nest, and not one for long-winded speeches. Let's sell this on the road. Now we're full throttle, God. So yeah. Alrighty. Namahage. He used to be called Pearl Media. I think when we go over his bio, that's when I'll talk about his timeline, because it's a bit interesting. So yeah, we took on Skullbullet again, we get his card too, but I think we're also going to get Namahage's card after we beat him, so yeah. So here he is. James Biggins, company owner, and he drives his own custom Evo 10. Born into wealth as the son of an American tycoon, he is gifted his own private circle on his 19th birthday. As due to his privileged upbringing, he has an intense need for control, and the session of victory borders on the demonic. 4 years ago, he came into Japan pursuing the previous generation of Snake Eyes who once defeated him. Recently, he's even relocated his business headquarters to Japan, showing his determination not to return home until he wins. He's shown strong ambitions to enter the racing industry, expanding his operations with massive capital, but his true purpose remains shrouded in mystery. So there we go. So yeah, we took down him, and yeah, the Biggins company, we're not going to be one of their employees now, so yeah. Our last battle for this stage, Namahage, so let's take him on. So, and again, he just got back here. You even get a bit more dialogue too, so yeah. With Hydrogen Tricket, I investigate someone called Ninja Green. I heard there's another ninja street racer besides me. In conclusion, they were not a ninja, far from being stealthy, they stood out immensely. If I found a comment to train mode, I was alive, but what was that feeling for? Yeah, I think the thing I love about Ninja is the fact that, yeah, he's still, the Naruto kind of ninja, but then he sees, like, an actual, Naruto kind of ninja, and then he freaks out. It's amazing. And, yeah, it gets even better because, yeah, there's a whole dynamic between the two of them, so, yeah, that we'll see in the parking area. But anyway, for more important business, though, we have a Namahage to take down, so yeah, let's do it. And yeah, he's basically the second command for Phantom 9, so yeah. Like I said, he's got quite the history from this game, so yeah. From this series, I mean, so we'll definitely be able to talk about that. And yeah, he also has another unique aura, which again, maybe I'll show off in the next stage. I probably should, so yeah. Here he is, Namahage. He drives another AE Supra, so yeah, let's see what he can do. The market over his A70 Supra in Fortuna Charge. And yeah, still doesn't stand a chance against my upgrade engines, so yeah. He does have a decent amount of health though, so yeah. He definitely can't keep up with this. There we go. That is stage 4 complete. Not long ago now. Oh boy. Yeah, not bad, you got me. Snake Eyes will be coming for you directly now. He plans to prove his worth by defeating you, the rising star new generation, and take on Sith Emperor as the ultimate challenger. That's the only reason Snake Eyes races now. Conditions set when that kid, discovered by his predecessor, and told how to survive in the racing world, was given Phantom 9 as his weapon. In other words, it's the very principle of his actions. Snake Eyes can only prove his worth by being Sith Emperor. Poor bastard. In every era, young folks are full of worries, sensitive and clumsy. They were like that too, my apprentice. struggling, wavering, believing that speed is the only truth. He just kept racing on and on. Whatever lies beyond this fateful encounter, I'll watch from the sidelines. Alrighty. And you're probably gonna get a cutscene here too, now that, yeah, we're gonna be, going to the next stage. Legends, villains, rookies, who gives a damn? That's a way to start. Who's the fastest? What else could possibly matter? Countless souls wandering the circle out in the night. Desperately crave that glory and solitary pinnacle. The fastest. Whoever claims that title becomes the vanguard of the era. Even if they never wanted it. They get 50 million CP, very nice. And we have a decent amount of BP to buy our next car, so that's awesome. Have we enough money to upgrade because that could be a bit of a worry, so yeah. So first off, let's look at actually the cars we got. I believe we only got 2 cars here, so yeah, not too much. I mean, actually no, we got a few others. We got gold licenses, coupon. Again, I don't think it's as good as Transterize, because again, it doesn't look like it's an engine slot, so yeah. And yeah, Transfer is even cheaper too. But yeah, just see that inline 4, 204 PS. I guess it's not as tuned in other aspects, but yeah. What do you want? The 297 PS or speed metric? Yeah, this one does have a high speed metric, so probably handles a lot better. So yeah, that's interesting. You'd hope that because it is more expensive, but anyway. But again, K cars, yeah, they're not the best because yeah, not much power. But anyway. Here's Skull Bullets Evo 10. Definitely the best Evo 10 you can probably get at this point, so yeah. Unless you modify your own, obviously, so yeah. Looks pretty cool. And then we got Namahage Supra. Which yeah, I also quite like what this thing looks like, so yeah. I don't know what Namahage is exactly. I think it's supposed to be a yokai. Anyway. Alrighty, now let's talk about the original Purple Media, now Namahage. So Rio's bio first, and then we'll talk about his history, because again, it's quite storied. So here he is. Naoki Fujimaki Carpenter, a street racer who blazed through the legendary era. His skills are spoken of the same breath as white charisma. He crushes his opponents mentally with overtaking techniques that defy common sense, relentlessly blocking. With his old school and caring nature, younger racers look up to him and seeks his advice. Though he's the Sith Emperor's mentor, he's also part of Phantom 9, led by his rival Snake Eyes. And he supposedly goes by several other aliases, so yeah. So again, in TXR2, he was one of the last bosses of the game as Purple Media. Then in TXR0, he was one of the Zodiacs, still called Purple Media, and he basically sought revenge after he took down Sith Emperor in that game. And then in Import Cheer Challenge, yeah, he went to play in TXR3. Then in Import Cheer Challenge, he went by 2 names. He used to be a part of B Legend as Marco Polo Man, I believe. Because, yeah, that rival had the same name as him. And then, yeah, after that happened, you find his Namahage as well. So he kind of had lived 2 lives, basically. So, yeah. Pretty sure his job is also different as Marco Polo Man, so yeah. And now here he is, just as Namahage, so yeah. Again, quite a long history with that guy, but yeah, now we're in the next stage though. And the rivals, well, let's look at the teams. There's only 3 of them, but these are the best teams in the game, obviously. We got Speedmaster, all the members on the map. Huh, I wasn't expecting that, to be honest. Speedmaster is like the ultimate old school TXR team. 10 members, all of them are pretty good, and they've been around for a very long time. Then we got Asian Ages, the ultimate Return of the Masters team, because they want revenge on Snake Eyes as well, like most people. Then finally we got Royal Dreams, a new team that kind of appeared out of nowhere, and there's a lot of mystery about them, so yeah. And yeah, park games will also be important. We need more info, and we also need more info on these rivals, and yeah, we also need to learn about Wanderers. Also, White Crystal the map. Oh boy. We're gonna be saying White Crystal later, I think. But first, yeah, let's look at Factory. Because yeah, we need a new car. So time to think about endgame cars. These are the fastest cars in the game, so it's kind of important that you pick the right one. So yeah, but as you may notice, there's still 2 cars at the bottom. Don't consider these ones, they are not very good. So yeah, again, whatever car you're picking here, it's going to be your endgame car. Let's start with the GTRs. So the GTRs are probably the best, especially the 2017 GTR, because it has the best performance. It has a slightly stronger engine than the 2014 version, so yeah. So it's very much recommended. The GTR in general is just really good. It makes the most power of any car in the game before an engine swap, and outside of that, yeah, it still handles well. It's still a GTR. It's still got that four-wheel drive. It's still got a Tesla, and it's very stable too. Like, yeah, probably getting the GTR is, to be honest, I'm not so sure what is easy mode, because as long as you pick either the GTR or the next car I'm going to talk about, you're going to be fine, mostly, so yeah. It's just that, yeah, will your driving be good enough then? Next to though is a weird choice though, and one no one will recommend, the T-Spec. Because as you see, the one, it's more expensive, two, you can't even upgrade it. It's weird that it's just, like that. So again, the 2017 GTR is the way to go if you want a GTR, so yeah. I don't even know if the T-Spec actually helps the certain Wanderer, because there's a Wanderer in this stage who needs a stock car. So yeah. I'm gonna see if he's about, because yeah, if I do get my endgame car, we could try using it against them, so yeah. But other than that though, the one that I would recommend most, just because it's such a cool car, the Lexus LFA. This was, yeah, one of the most hyped, I wouldn't say hyped, this is like one of the most well-loved supercars, and one of the most well-loved Japanese cars ever. In fact, yeah, there's an anime, and there was like one scene where one of the characters, yeah, they freaked out over this car, and there was another anime that had, the engine stuff for this car, yeah. Lexus LFA is a really well-liked car. But anyway, as for performance, it's not as fast as GTR in a straight line, but it could handle better though, because yeah, it's very well balanced. It's only rear-wheel drive. I think it's a bit lighter than the GTR 2. So yeah, pretty much yeah, if you pick either the GTR or the LFA, you're gonna be fine. So it's basically perfect preference. The only problem with the LFA is obviously it's expensive, money-wise. So if you don't have much CP, you probably will be better off with the GTR then. So yeah. Those are the main two. The other ones are not recommended because they just don't compare. Starting off with the NSXs. So you have got the Type S or the regular. The Type S actually has no aero customization at all, so yeah. But it is better than the regular. So yeah, there's that. The thing about these two is just that, yeah, for some reason they just don't make as much power as the GTR or the LFA for some reason. Even though, yeah, you would think they would be able to, because the engines aren't that different, to be honest. Again, yeah, I really wish they just, like, either gave it a little less than the GTR, or either a little less than the GTR, or they were, like, on par. And then the chassis isn't that great either, so even with engine swaps, there's going to be better options. So yeah, the NSX is kind of stuck in a kind of weird middle ground, which is a bit unfortunate, because yeah, this is a cool car. I really wish that, yeah, it was a bit better, because, it's got that four-wheel drive, it's mid-engine, it even got a hybrid too, with this electric motors, so yeah. A shame that it isn't, considered the best endgame car, compared to, the LFA and the GTR. And then we got an even worse choice, unfortunately, the GR Supra, the latest Supra. Now the problem is that its performance is that of WRX, which is weird because it's a stage 5 car, which, yeah, I don't really get that. It doesn't even make nearly enough power to be comfortable in this stage. you're basically banking on the handling of this car because it's extremely good. Probably the best handling car in the game, in fact. So yeah. So on C1, you'll probably get a lot of use out of it. But everywhere else, though, you need to be either lucky or the nitrous really sees you. So yeah. It might be possible to beat the bosses, but yeah, again, you're probably going to need a little bit luck on your side, and you need to be, like, dialed in with your driving, so yeah. But there is one redeeming factor. Unfortunately, you probably won't be able to make access of it, engine swaps. If you're able to grind enough BP for an engine swap, it will do the endgame stuff probably even better than the GTR, but again, it's a grind, so yeah, and we don't even access to engine swaps now, so yeah, it's not really recommended. And then what's even less recommended, the cell seal. So this thing, it's not good. it just doesn't do anything, basically. Like, yeah, it's a boat, doesn't handle very good. It has a V8, which is cool, and a cool sounding V8, but yeah, that's really it. So, I mean, it's lower down the table than the Supra, which is kind of funny, so yeah. But yeah, again, don't use this. There's only one reason to use it. It has the lowest drag coefficient in the game at 0.2. It's even lower than the GTR, which I believe is the next best. This doesn't matter normally because its engine is as good, but if you were to engine swap it with the best engine in the game, theoretically this will get the highest top speed, but yeah, that's really all that this car's good for. Unless you really want to be unusual. If the Supra isn't unusual enough as is, so yeah. So that's all of them. Let's get the GTR, because I used the LFA in my first playthrough. So yeah, that's the only reason why. So there we go, and we still have a bit of BP for the rest of the tuning parts. So yeah. So what do we want? I think clutch and transmission. I don't have enough, right? So I barely don't have enough of the SDE, so yeah, we're gonna need to defeat some rivals. Alright. Let's go to the dealer. Let's buy Godzilla himself. We're gonna be buying a GTR. There you go. And again, I think like the other parts, actually no, before we do go out, let's see, is that Wanderer around them? I think. Let's see what Wanderer's on the parking area. So it's Tuesday, so he might actually be around. So there's one Wanderer there, and then there's another one here. Yeah, I think he might be around. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to save the game. Do I save the game? No. If I lose, it's fine. It is what it is, right? So yeah. So I'm going to put on the soft tires. And yeah, I'm going to hope that, yeah, this guy's around. And if he's not, we just end the day and then we tune the GTR. So yeah. So like I said, this little Wanderer here, he only battles stock cars. So we're going to see what the GTR can do with that. And here he is, Loyal Knight. So yeah, we'll take him on. And while we're here, we're going to get some dialogue. Because yeah, I mean, that's also a good thing you could do today too. Get some more dialogue. What about Loyal Knight? He's a photographer, you know. He might take your pictures, so you better dress to impress. Apparently, he has a policy against banning tuned machines. If you approach on a stock car, he should accept. So there you go. Again, I don't know if the T-Spec helps with that, because again, the T-Spec technically is a tune, but it can't be tuned anyway, so I don't know if that counts. Anyway, what about Spirit Kiriko? Are you insane? There's this creepy rumor that those who lose to her never appear on the Shuto Expressway again. I can't handle occult stuff, but you really insist. I heard she appears on the defeat 55 or more Wanderers. Those who lose to her never appear on the Shuto Expressway again. I heard the same rumor spread about me once. I scale all my opponents. Maybe the Spirit Kiriko is having the same problem. You'll lose to Otsuka? That's it. You should fight Spirit Kiriko. Fight monster with monster. What is this, some B-grade horror movie dialogue? I do like that quite a bit. So yeah, so I'll try to take on Loyal Knight. Technically he shouldn't be that difficult, but he could surprise us. His car I think is upgraded, so yeah. So apparently yeah, Skullblood wants to crush G&K racing so he can, you know, ruin everything. I can't beat you. I haven't given up. Someday I'll be able to race ahead of you, and I haven't given up. And then yeah, so we'll see if we could do well against him again. This is what I should have done with the RX-7 against Last Flight, but that's okay. So you're talking about Asian Ages, and yeah, the reason why they want revenge on Snake Eyes is yeah, Snake Eyes crushed their team, so yeah. So they're pretty violent. I wouldn't say violent. They yeah, they don't really like Snake Eyes. That's the next shot. So yeah, let's take on Lord Knight. I see you around late. There's really banning various people. So what do you want when an old man like me? That's a silly question, huh? It's annoying how age makes you act pretentious. Spell shall race together. Had to probably accept the young person's challenge. So yeah. This guy, yeah, he's pretty similar in other games, like in TXR 0, you need to have no engine upgrade, so it's kind of similar to this game, except you can tune everything else. And yeah, he's showing the Hakusuka. And yeah, I'm pretty sure his is tuned up a little bit, so yeah, let's hope the GTR at base is good enough. And yeah, it's gonna be GTR versus GTR. The first GTR versus the last GTR at the time of this game, so yeah. Alright, let's see what I can do. This is a big boy. It looks very big when compared to the Civic. So yeah, now we're powering away. So yeah, that's good. Can he catch up is the thing. That's one thing I'm worried about. And he actually has a very similar build to myself, so yeah. Now, I should have mentioned another thing about the GTR. It heats up its engine much quicker when compared to the LFA, so that's a problem. That's a reason to get the LFA, so yeah. But again, I do think that, yeah, the GTR, unless BP is a problem, it's probably better because it's cheaper than the LFA, and it has slightly better performance, especially in speed department, so yeah. Anyway, that was a good raid, that's how young people should be. So yeah, now we're gonna leave, and we're gonna tune up GTR now. And again, like I said, yeah, you don't have to do it like this, also now I can buy the transmission, so that helps. From that BP shot, and yeah, we're probably gonna want the medium tires. And yeah, like I did with the Civic, I'm probably gonna make this car look cool off screen. So yeah, so let's get the final transmission upgrade. So now all we're really missing is the diff, and then after that we can think about maybe increasing our stats, because again, we can now get better attack and or addictity, which is something I want to consider. So yeah, all right, let's tune it. Also look at the aura we got too. So anyway, this should show some pretty impressive performance. Yeah, 883 PS with just the power unit, 963 with the exhaust, and then 1030 with the intake, and it could get even better with the level 8 entrance. So yeah. So yeah, let's get everything else. I think another thing too, I should mention too, is that yeah, the LFA, another thing about it too is it can't be customized at all. You can only tune the performance, so yeah. So if you like make your cars look extravagant, the LFA is not going to be for you, so yeah. But it looks good already, so yeah, I wouldn't change it at all, to be honest, so yeah. But anyway, there we go. Now let's tune it up. And yeah, I'm pretty sure this tune could be used for all of the GTRs, so yeah. So we're gonna go -4 on the camber, -2 on the rear. Then we're gonna lower the right height. Offset, yeah, we'll increase the offset once again. And we'll keep the tire width as is. LSD, yeah, this is our first spoiler track card too that we're actually using, so yeah. So it reckons 1.5 on both, so yeah. Again, this thing does have a Tesla, so it does act like a real track card too. So you're going to have 3 and 4 on the front, and then 7 and 7 in the rear with 1.5. So let's do that. Good stuff, so yeah. Alright, now we're going to do the suspension. So we're going to want 3-3. 3-3, and then on the rear, yeah, 7-7-7-7. Trying to read that correctly, yeah. And then damper we keep the same, and stabilizer keep the same. And now for the transmission, we'll see how this transmission goes. So you want 3.24. Another thing to consider too is that yeah, we could also adjust the final drive so that yeah, we get the highest top speed possible. Which again, that could be good for one gun deals. Basically, it means that yeah, we don't have to think. We just drive fast, so we beat the opponent. So yeah, it could be nice for some of the most challenging rivals in the game. So yeah, anyway, and we want 1.288. This could be a little bit of a problem because yeah, we're not going to we're not using manuals. So yeah, I guess it wants us to short shift third. So yeah. So I'm going to leave a little bit of acceleration on the table, that's okay. And with the brutal performance of this thing, that shouldn't matter too much, so yeah. There we go. Fourth one, 0.961. Oh, yeah, I should mention another reason I use the GTR game. We haven't used the Nissan yet, which is interesting. And then, yeah, it's also our first four-wheel drive car too. And then, yeah, I used the LFA in my first playthrough because of course I did. So, yeah. So, yeah, really just the gear races, but again, considering that, yeah, this car is very important, I think it makes sense. So, yeah. So, we want 0.771. And finally, for 6th gear, we want 0.613. These probably make more sense with level 8 engine, but I guess we'll find out as well. Yeah, the top speed though, yeah, that's quite a lot, 440. And then finally, the final drive is kept the same, so yeah. This can be adjusted though, depending on who we fight. And then finally, the torque balance. All GTRs start like this, 0, 100. Most front-wheel drive cars are 50-50. And yeah, once I keep this, so yeah, there we go. We'll keep its characteristics, basically. So now for aero. Apparently, yeah, there's still some things. I think it's because I didn't touch the stabilizers, right? No, yeah, I'm happy with 0, 0. You can adjust this if you want, but yeah, I want the best steering response according to the guide. Alright, aero. I don't think the 2017 GTR has that much, but I guess I'll find out. So you can put a common hood, a regular one, and this one. Or more regular one. I think I'll go with this one. Make it look a bit clean. And then front bumper, we can put a splitter on it. Another splitter on it. Another splitter. So let's see. I probably want to view it like that because your the UI is a little bit in the way, so yeah. So yeah, what do I want? Do I want the... There isn't actually that much difference, I must admit. I'm gonna go with the Blitz one, I think. So let's go to side skirt. I'll go with the Blitz one again, I think. And for the rear bumper... You can't really see it that much, but I'll go with the Blitz one again. I think. In fact, yeah, I'm actually going to take a closer look at the rear bumper. Like with the viewing again. This one does have kind of cool looking splitter, I must admit, and diffuser. Well, compared to the others, obviously. Got a cool one. That one also looks pretty cool, I must admit, so yeah. And finally, the one I actually went with. And that one's not bad, but I think, I'm actually feeling... Let me check this one again. I was kind of feeling this one the most. So I'm gonna go with type 1. That also means do I want to change the front bumper as well to kind of match the look a little bit? You know what, I'm going to. And then yeah, what's the side skirt again? Which I don't want to go with. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, I'm actually gonna go with the. I think it's Rowan, which is kind of funny now I think about it. The Rowan look, and then for the spoiler, you have to go with a kind of small looking spoiler, another small spoiler, or that. Again, I think we go with the Rowan one. So there we go. Again, it doesn't look. To be honest, I actually kind of like what this looks like. To be honest, Neon, I'm not sure, but I think I'm gonna go with something funny to start with. I'm gonna go with the rainbow one. So there we go. What splash speed on? This actually makes it slower, I think. And then the minus one makes it flash very fast, so yeah. I think at the moment I'm just gonna go with this. Again, this will probably match the color of the card I want to go with, so yeah. I think for the rest, yeah, I'm actually gonna save it because, yeah, again, it's gonna depend on what color I want to go with because, yeah, I'm not so sure. There's a lot of things that this card could look like, so yeah. In fact, yeah, I'm actually gonna stop right now. Again, I might go with the rainbow one, I'm not so sure, so yeah, I think what I want to do next is, the livery, so yeah. So anyway, there we go. We've got our very powerful R35 ready to go. Sort of. We still need to put some decals on it. We only have 11 BP left, so I think, yeah, like I said, I think the focus is we're gonna get the LSD, get that maxed out, and then we might think about other stats too. So yeah. And yeah, we'll definitely be able to get much higher top speeds with this thing too, so yeah. Anyway. So yeah, next time, yeah, who do we start with? Because it doesn't really matter. Because yeah, unlike last time, the bosses are a bit more connected this time, so yeah. And I think, yeah, all the speed mods are actually on the map, so maybe I do take them all on, we'll see. But again, there's also the parking areas I'm thinking about too, so yeah. Because yeah, I want to get that dialogue. Because yeah, there's gonna be a lot of wonders about. It'll be nice to, get, dirt on them. White resistor. In fact, yeah, actually, I do wonder what speed master focus on. It looks like Yokohane, so that's good to know. So again, like I said, yeah, I kind of want to focus on them. Asian Ages I also think is Yokohama based. Yeah, they go the opposite direction. And then I believe Raw Dreams is actually Wangan, so yeah. So that's interesting to think about, so yeah. Again, I'm going to take my time with this GTR. I'm going to make it look awesome. It already did prove itself against, Loyal Knight, so that's good. Oh yeah, we fought Loyal Knight. Let's talk about him before I forget. So Wanderer, he's going to be the bottom. And yeah, he's also another Wanderer who tries to Hakusuka. So here he is, and we also learn about Spirit Kuriko as well. Yeah, this is Yasunari Yagashi, automotive photographer. Leveraging experience as an automotive photographer, he published his own photo book. It features beautiful photos of cars and battles taken at various things, including the Shuto Expressway. He continues to own his skills as a street racer, actively participating in battles not only on the Shuto Expressway, but also in other locations. His photo book has garnered attention and praise from many car enthusiasts. Although his beloved car's film intent is quite worn and has lost some power, it compensates with passion and skill. So there we go. And his requirement only battles against cars with no tune limitations, just like last flight. So there we go. And yeah, I've almost got one more thing. We do have a new aura. We've got Shooting Star. And yeah, a lot of different cars of this. In fact, yeah, we could also go with like, I want to say rainbowy, but yeah. I might go with this one because again it's new and it does look pretty cool, I must admit. And again, it could fit well with whatever liver I go with anyway. Now for real, let's end this. So yeah. And again, we're gonna make this GTR look very cool next spot. So yeah, next time, yeah, we're gonna be starting to do some damage, and yeah, I think like I did for the last couple of cars, I'm gonna talk about what makes the GTR special too. So yeah. So anyway, look forward to all of that, and I'll see you guys again for that.